Hello from Safonovo. This is a podcast Pigeon of Peace where we do discuss awesome skills of troubleshooters. Watch, listen, and check the description below for the details. Let's talk about crowd theory and let's start with the definition.
Maxim, when I started to read as many books as I could, I found a very strange topics, and one of them was theories. Theories about values, theories about queue processing. It's okay to say?
Queue processing is good.
Queue processing, theory of chaos, theory of generations. You know, this is not a science. Science is a compact and very strict scheme which could be used to obtain knowledges. But theories sometimes it's something which are not could be combined with other theories, but it's a nice view to understand something from different angles. And this is the case. When we talk about theory of, let me remind, theory of
Crowd theory.
Crowds, thank you, crowds. There is a differentiation. You could be part of different crowds when you live in a physical world. For example, I need your help. You could be a football fan. It's okay to say?
Yeah, football fan.
Football fan. But from other point, you could be a white collar.
Collar, yes.
White collar. And you could be, for example, techno diver. And you could be, for example, vegan. And this different crowds in physical worlds. But for example, in computer world, there are not crowds, there is populations. For example, you are interested in, I don't know, GM cars, but you shave with Gillette, but you wash your clothes with, I don't know, Tide, and you eager to buy some toys for a small child. So when in physical world, you stand, you shout, you press someone's hand, you could be presented in one place at one time. But in virtual world or some other words, for example, when you write letters, when you put something in, I don't know, mailboxes, you could be part of different crowds.
And when actually, like I was listening to, I was trying to actually figure out whether it's similar to, let's say, segmentation, if, like we look at the specific traits, or maybe, like clustering, if you probably would look for some, I would say, non-verbally expressed behavior. So whether there is like a difference or maybe just like a, it's crossing the lines of the crowd theory.
Maybe it's my question, and you give me the sign that my explanation was quite bad. In crowd, in physical world, you will lose your individuality, personality. For example, you will stand close to the gate of a winter palace in St. Petersburg, and someone will cry, "Let's kill the king." It's okay to say?
The king, yeah.
Let's kill the king. And suddenly a crowd would be worried, and then it will go and will break the gates as it will show in the film, in the movie, and then it would be like strike back, and it would be fight. But when you sit at the computer, for example, you see Pigeon of Peace podcast about, I don't know, big data, and you are a specialist in it, and you will write, okay, I don't like it. You are not going deep. And then other people will read this comment, and things could get even worse. People will more angry, and sometimes even comments in media are called like I don't know, branch of the hell. So it's a reason why each night about 3 o'clock, I wake up and I delete some angry comments, because if I would let them leave, I will have like instead of one angry comment, I would have like 50. And people will become angry, and anger will attract another people who want to write some dirty words. So I couldn't open kalitka, the door for everyone. So I'm trying to подавлять.
Suppress.
To suppress the crowd, that not many people with bad mood will enter our channels. So it could be in real life, it could be in comments, it could be, for example, in live journal. But if we talk with crowd, for example, you will go and you will, I don't know how to say, in Russian, it sounds very strange for English, like to protect your dissertation, but how to say it in English?
Protect your thesis, or like, what was your thesis?
But it's okay to say protect.
Usually it's okay-ish, but it's better to say like my thesis was. That means you already protected it or was protecting it.
Okay. And for example, if I will talk with Maxim Golubь, we will be quite polite because we talk as individuals and personalities. But when I will speak with crowd in a very short period, crowd would stay as a whole mechanism. It would be like a demon, and things would get to dirty words and to escalation and so on, and you could never stand against crowd. The same, for example, could be in some airports. I have been to Botswana and some other countries, and if you will quarrel with one policeman in a very short period, you will talk with crowd, and they definitely will go and take you in some kind of small prison, and they will take you until your plane will fly, and then they will release you, but you should to buy another ticket. The same would be in internet. Sometimes people would write so many comments that you will be disappointed, distracted, and you will lose so many energy, and you will be completely broken.
And when we'll actually look into ourselves, joining the crowd, or maybe just like a put inside of the crowd, what kind of power is affecting us to maybe dilute our individuality and mix it with whatever there is in the crowd? Because I already feel it might be maybe sometimes some mix of the like games theory. You could think about theory of broken windows or something like that. So what are exactly powers that make us do what we actually wouldn't do if we would be alone in the normal conscious?
My grandma was living on the second floor in a village house, and under the fence, the забором, after the fence,
Behind the fence.
behind the fence, it's funny word, but I'll need your help. It was calling like elevator, but it was for grain. I don't know how, like grain base, элеватор, в котором зерно.
It's elevator, actually.
It's also elevator, yes, in English, because
Yes.
I know elevator is like lift, like escalator. Okay, and some mornings it was a lot of pigeons on some parts of our balcony, like I don't know, hundreds of them, and they were just sitting still because it's early morning and it was maybe some rasa, some small part of some drops, small drop of the humid.
Yeah, just the water drops on the water.
Water drops on everything, and suddenly it would happen. I don't know why. Some pigeon would клювать, bite,
Pick.
would pick another one in the head, and it was quite strange. Everyone was the same, but you know what's happened? In a short period of time, like in 30 seconds, this pigeon who was picked, he would be dead, because all other would start to make this. First pick would be like from nowhere, but then after 5 seconds, it would be another pick. And then after 2 seconds, and after 1 second, and then sometimes even 3 simultaneously picks would be in his head, and he would be dead completely. It's a crowd. The same, for example, I do not like to go to shows. For example, I have been to Bali, and there is a special place. I don't know. It's a huge pillars, square one, and there is also a statue of bird, and there would be like concert of Iron Maiden, something like this, like 15 years ago, and a lot of people, they were pressed to death. Заставлены до смерти. Pressed to death?
Pressed to death. Yes.
Pressed to death. And the same sometimes happens in different cities, in St. Petersburg, in Moscow, and some other places. So I afraid crowds because they became uncontrollable.
Well, then obviously I should ask like how to actually avoid the crowd, or how to actually, when you're already there, if let's say, you feel there is like aggressive vibes or like destructive vibes going on and the situation is like heated already. So how to actually, like remove yourself from the crowd?
You know, a lot of cities, they do not have special rules how to control the crowds. But in Moscow, during Stalin's time, it was created like a human grid, and very strong people with special pins to recognize each other. They would see to some special window, and there would be a person, and this person would create with hands sign what to do. For example, this means that all people should stand, that crowd could go just to this way. This means people should go there. This means people should go there. And this people should go down. And people, special people like a net from the people, костяк.
Or backbone.
Like backbone, it would be like a grid by the people created, and they will move. I don't know how to say, like in pinball. This would be an obstacles, and it will help crowd to go somewhere. And not many people, not many cities create such a thing. By the way, it is very important, for example, to leave the stadium. On the stadium, it would be crowd like 50, 60, or even 90,000 people. And under the firefighters rules, all people should leave the stadium in 5 minutes. So it's a reason why on corrida or, for example, stadiums, so many entries and so many exits.
Well, yeah, sometimes you need to do the crowd control, and maybe vice versa. I was fascinated about some videos. There was like a shepherd dog that actually was smart to control, like sheep and stuff. And it feels like it, even in social life, there could be like a smart shepherd dog with a couple of teeth who could actually control the ships. If let's say, and we are in the situation where we do need to, like do a little bit of manipulation or management, what kind of, like mechanics we could imply to be exactly the same shepherd dog?
Shepherd dogs, it's a good one, but even better, goose dog. When you have a school of goose, it's okay to say
Or like a pack of goose.
pack of goose. You would use just 3 dogs, and those dogs will control this goose pack to enter in a very small hole, for example, in the barn. And yes, it is special. It's special art, and it is even some competition could be created in Scotland. How fast from 1 square meter 3 gooses will be moved by 3 or by 1 shepherd dog in this hole. You should understand what will happen in the crowd if you will it will go by itself. First, some children could die, some women could die, some ribs would be broken. If you will see a back door of the stadium or, for example, concert hall during the mass concert, you will find that they're like would standing like 2 machine for firefighters, 10 machine for first aid, and 4 machine for policemen. So it is especially agreed when and who will stand and will protect the crowd from itself.
And then my last question will be how knowing about crowd theory could help to make this world a better place.
There are a lot of reasons to know crowd theory, but first, it was very strange when I was first, for example, sitting in my cabinet in my room at the office. I have one thinking, and then I will go, for example, for board, and I will listen to my colleagues, and suddenly we will create another decision, and I will go back to my office, and I was thinking what I was done wrong. I have even a saying: sometime lightning will fight not the real wood. Иногда молния бьет не то дерево.
Yeah, hit not the real wood.
Hit not the real wood. And sometimes it's happen even in crowd. When you do a brainstorm, usually you will go to the result. But when you will discuss something with a huge amount of people, if those people would not be navigated you will go to the dead end.
And we reviewed theory of the crowd and how it could be helpful for you. Stay in peace.